One of the things that doesn't often get talked about is the office exclusive listing. Today, I will reveal the truth about what an exclusive listing is and share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But first, let's start with a look at what the multiple listing system is. Long ago in 1800s, the real estate agents would gather together to share what properties they have for sale. The hope was that one of the other agents would have a buyer for their property, and they would offer to pay the other agent to facilitate the sale. It was the truest form of cooperation between competitors. You help me sell my listing, and I will help you sell yours. As technology improved, so did the ability to share information. And today, there are thousands of MLSs across the world. In Brooklyn, the private database known as BMLS is shared by many thousands of real estate agents. It works in much the same way as it did in the 1800s. The listing agent posts a property and an offer of compensation to their competitors in the hopes of making a sale happen. The MLS works. Most properties in Brooklyn are advertised on the MLS and sold with the help of two agents, one who represents the seller and the one who represents the buyer. But there is another option to list your home for sale. It's called an office exclusive listing. An exclusive listing is when a seller enters into the listing agreement with a brokerage, but the listing doesn't appear on MLS or appears as the office exclusive listing. The listing agent and everyone in their brokerage has the exclusive right to find the buyer. Some people refer to exclusive listings as pocket listings. There are times when listing home for sale exclusively makes some sense. Privacy. Some sellers don't want their neighbors to know their house is for sale. They may be getting divorced, they may be the president of a big corporation and their resignation hasn't been announced yet, or they may be famous. Or a seller wants to restrict showing access. When the property is listed on MLS, it must be available to be shown to prospective buyers. Sellers who want to restrict access, for example, until renovations are complete, while they're away on vacation, or while someone in home is sick, they can still have their property for sale without daily visits from would-be buyers. But listing home exclusively has some very important downsides. True market value is really only determined when the home has been marketed and exposed to all the potential buyers. Market value is the result of buyers being exposed on the open market to a home and deciding what it's worth. We often see buyers bid up price of an in-demand house in bidding wars, and we also see buyers not making offers on homes they perceive as overpriced. There are dozens of examples every week in Brooklyn of homes that sell for more than what their comparable sales in the neighborhood indicate those homes are worth. The highest price almost always comes as a result of exposing the property to as many buyers as possible. Often the biggest winner in exclusive listing is the real estate agent. Exclusive listings reduce the chances of cooperation, where one agent represents the buyer and another represents the seller. If the buyer and seller are represented by the same person, an agent stands to make a greater commission. But did the exclusive listing really bring in the highest price for the seller? Who works for who? Is the listing agent working for the seller, the buyer, or both the seller and the buyer? Did the seller get the highest price? Did the buyer overpay? Are there things about the home and neighborhood that an agent working for the buyer and not the seller or both might discover? Trust me, this can get messy. Except in very specific situations. It's almost always beneficial to the seller to list their home on an open market. Wondering what you should do in your situation? I would be happy to discuss. My number is 917-349-2621. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.